You ever watch two gods try to kill each other from the best seat in the house? Not your cushy box seats at the Monarch Theater. No. I mean the real premium view. So high up the city below, stops being streets and blocks, and starts looking like the surface of a drum, just waiting for something to hit it hard enough to split the skin. The WayneCorp sign hums under my boots, vibrating with the kind of low, constant purr you feel in your teeth if you hold still long enough. It's hot from the rooftop lights, a warm circle under me while the rest of Gotham exhales its panic into the cold night. Down there, the streets aren't streets anymore. They're veins, lit with red and orange, fire running through the arteries of a dying thing. Smoke drapes the skyline in long black ribbons that sway in the wind. The smell's a cocktail: scorched metal, melted plastic, and the sickly sweet whisper of something once alive that didn't get out in time. I'm sucking on a grape lollipop because every good show deserves concessions. The stick's gone limp where my teeth have worried it half to death. I twirl it with my tongue, take my time. Gotham's going nowhere. But then, the sky changes. It starts as a faint streak over the eastern horizon, just another shooting star for the wishing well crowd. Except this one's wrong. Too bright, too deliberate. It's not falling. It's coming. Gold catches the moonlight first, then crimson. The colors burn hotter as it grows, until the shape resolves. A figure wrapped in metal and muscle, cape flaring behind like a comet's tail. Armor catches every shard of moonlight and throws it back. Dazzling. Dangerous. The sound follows late, as it always does when speed outpaces sense. A building roar that blooms into a concussive wave. The pressure hits my ears like a hand clap from a giant, and the taste in my mouth shifts from sugar to the faint metallic snap of battery acid. She's not just arriving, she's making a point. Atmosphere peels off her in ragged sheets of fire, little contrails breaking into steam as she tears through the last thin skin of night air. The shockwave ripples through the clouds, scattering them like startled pigeons. Rooftop puddles around me shiver into concentric rings. Even the WayneCorp sign thrums harder, heat and vibration climbing into my calves. And then the impact. Not into the street. Oh no, she's too clever for that. She hits midair, a calculated brake with shield forward, boots flaring against the drag. The air catches her, and she angles, bleeding off speed, in a steep dive, straight toward the heart of the city. For a heartbeat, she's a meteor aimed by Olympus. I can smell the heat off her entry from here. Scorched ozone and something sharp, like flint struck hard enough to spark. The bracers on her arms are glowing at the edges, still swallowing the friction's fury, and down there waiting for her is him. Not the Boy Scout, not the Kansas farmhand. This is Kal-El, without leash or mask. And my, doesn't freedom look good on him. First hit rattles my teeth from here. It's not even that I see him move. It's that one frame she's mid-stride, shield up, and in the next, she's a meteor of her own making. Slammed into the street hard enough to kick the ground into the air. Cal doesn't move like a man anymore. Men accelerate. He just is where he wants to be. Like the space between here and there was embarrassed to exist, and erased itself. The crater blooms under her in perfect symmetry, rippling rings of shattered asphalt radiating outward, light poles snapping in chorus, debris fountains upward, glinting in the fires. The shockwave hits me a moment later, a low thoom that vibrates my ribs like a bass note struck too close. My lollipop buzzes between my teeth. Diana doesn't stay down. She never does. That's the thing about her. She's stubborn enough to make her own spine. From scratch, if she had to. She shoves herself upright, dust cascading from her hair, the moon catching on the blood at her lip. One bracer's got a fresh crack splitting through the polished metal, like the armor itself knows it's outmatched tonight. She says something. I can't hear it, but I can see the shape of her mouth. Heroic words, the sort you write in marble over city halls. Cal doesn't let her finish them. He's there again. No blur, no build-up. Just there. Hand around her throat, thumb pressing into the hollow just enough to make her knees shift. The cape whips sideways in the backdraft, snapping like a flag caught in artillery wind. From here, I can taste that impact. Dust, powdered concrete, flecks of steel dust ground fine enough to ride the air. It's gritty on my tongue, coats my teeth with that faint, electrical tang of machinery dying somewhere nearby. She reacts fast, shield edge slashing upward, catching his jaw just enough to make his head snap to the side. She twists like a dancer and drives a knee into his gut, with a force that'd crush a tank's drivetrain. The sound is wet and metallic at the same time. A noise you feel more than hear. It rocks him. Just half a step. But that's a lot, considering what he is right now. I clap once, slow and mocking. Lollipop stick bobbing like a conductor's baton in my hand. The air up here smells hotter now. A chemical heat, like transformers cooking under overload. And then Cal stops playing. His arm blurs. A backhand so fast my eyes almost skip it. She goes sideways through the side of an office tower, rebar wailing as it bends, glass tumbling out in sheets. Somewhere inside, someone's desk just got replaced with an Amazon. The boom of it rolls over me half a second later, rattling the WayneCorp sign under me. The neon hum changes pitch like it's flinching. I lick my molars, feeling the vibration deep in my skull, and suck the lollipop down to a sharp point. He doesn't chase her inside. He waits, lets her come back to him. And when she does, shield raised, sword flashing, he smiles. That's when I know she's in trouble. See, here's the thing about watching gods fight. It's never just the punches. It's the pauses. The moments when both of them are still standing, still breathing, and the air between them starts bending under the weight of whatever's coming next. And tonight, oh, it's bending like a bridge about to give way. Diana's clever. Always has been. She doesn't waste motion, doesn't swing wild like some of the meatheads she runs with. She keeps her weight centered, shoulders set, eyes locked on him, like she's trying to read a man she's already memorized. Her sword's in her right, shield in the left, and every step she takes is calculated, deliberate. Like a chess player moving a queen straight into the heart of a war zone. Cal moves differently. No feints, no theatrics. He is the theatrics. Each step is silent, but you feel them. They run up the bones in your legs, like someone's ringing a bell inside your marrow. And that look on his face, it's not anger. It's not hate. It's release. The kind of expression you only see on someone who's finally stopped pretending they're something they're not. The first real collision is like watching tectonic plates meet at sprint speed. Her sword arcs up, catching the light from the burning streets below, and clang, It slams into his forearm. The sound doesn't just echo, it lingers, this high, sharp metallic whine that sets your teeth on edge. I feel it in my molars. I taste it in the back of my throat, like the tang of old pennies. Cal doesn't recoil. He absorbs. Every blow she throws, shield strikes, blade cuts, those bone-shattering knees, he takes them, each one landing with a meaty thud or a bone-deep crack. And with every hit, his posture shifts just a little, loosens, relaxes, like a predator who's finally found prey worth the stretch. But Diana's not prey. Oh no, she's still got fight, that ancient Amazon fight that smells like sweat, leather, and the salt of a battlefield. She spins on her heel, sliding her shield under his arm, using his own momentum to lever him off balance. And for a heartbeat, just a heartbeat, it works. She drives a knee into his side, hard enough that the impact sends a ripple up his body and out into the air. The shockwave rolls over the rooftop, and I swear I hear the WayneCorp sign's metal frame groan under the vibration. That's when I clap, slow, lazy, the stick of my lollipop tapping against my glove with each beat. Well, well, I murmur, leaning forward so far my reflection warps in the hot metal under my boots. Someone's earning their keep tonight. But then Cal's hand snaps up. Not quick, not frantic, just inevitable. It's the kind of speed you don't measure in how fast it happens, but in how impossible it is to stop once it starts. His arm swings, and the backhand lands flush against her jaw with a sound that's part whip crack, part thunderclap. She flies. Not a graceful Amazon leap. No, this is ragdoll physics at its finest. She smashes through the facade of an office building 2 streets over, the tempered glass erupting into a glitter storm that catches the firelight from below. The sound follows half a beat later. Kersh, boom, as steel beams shriek in protest and settle with a deep, groaning quake. The air smells instantly of molten wiring and pulverized concrete, gritty dust swirling up into the night sky. And through it all, Cal just stands there, lowering his arm, the corner of his mouth curling up. Not a smile. Oh no, this isn't joy. This is satisfaction. The quiet, sinking kind you see in someone who's been waiting a very, very long time to stop holding back. Cal doesn't go after her right away. That's the first thing that makes my pulse skip. Not the hit, not the building coming down in a spray of glass and dust, but the pause. He stands there, framed in the rising smoke like a cathedral statue, fists flexing slow, cape rolling off his shoulders in lazy waves. His eyes aren't flaring, no heat vision yet, but the glow is there. Ember red, banked coals just daring someone to stir them. And then he moves. Not the superhero dart or the polite up, up, and away. No, this is a lunge, full body. The kind of motion you only make when you've decided there's no such thing as overkill. The air pops around him, the shockwave hitting me a half second later. Hot, sharp, like the taste of a penny pressed hard against the tongue. Down in the street, the asphalt peels up under the force. Streetlights flicker and die. The screams don't even sound human anymore. Just noise breaking apart under the weight of what they're seeing. And then he's in the rubble with her, not dragging her out, not giving her a breather. He's pulling rebar apart like tinfoil, slamming it aside so hard the pieces shear off in bursts of sparks. The hits come next, hammer blows, each one lifting her off the ground before gravity remembers to drag her back. Shield arms shaking now, sword swings going wide, but she's still there. Oh, ho, ho. I lean so far forward, I almost slide off the W in WayneCorp. You're enjoying yourself, aren't you? My laugh comes sharp and loud, cutting through the wind. Careful, Soups. You're going to make me jealous. Another hit. This one drives her back into the crater, sends a plume of dust curling skyward. Cal doesn't wait. He's on her before the grits even settled, one hand around her throat, the other pinning her sword arm. Cape whipping in the thermal gust from the fires below. He's not choking her, not yet, but I can see it, the squeeze in his fingers, the calculation in his grip. For the first time tonight, I feel the edge of it, the too much. Or maybe, I murmur to myself, I should have freed that alien Boy Scout after all. My grin widens, not out of joy, but because even I know when I'm looking at something that might not stop once it starts. But no. This is better, this is art. And then, oh, the timing of it all. The skyline tears open. A boom tube yawns wide behind her, blue-white and hungry, humming with that impossible vibration that rattles the jawbone and sets the molars singing. It paints the scene in colors that don't belong here. Hues you feel more than see, like someone pressing ice water into your veins. Diana's on her knees now, coughing blood that gleams silver in the tube's light. Cal's stepping in for the final press, and every motion screams inevitable. The tube pulls at her cape, her hair, and for a heartbeat, I think she'll fight it, that she'll choose him. But then her eyes, those warrior eyes, flick once toward me, and she steps back, into the light, gone. The tube collapses with a whip-crack pop, the air snapping closed so hard my ears ring, and Cal just stands there, head turning, slow, looking for something else to break. That's when he looks up at me. He doesn't fly up here. No. Cal skips the grand hero entrance, the streak across the skyline, the sonic crack. One blink, he's down there in the crater. The next blink, he's standing on the rooftop in front of me. Boots kissing the wet stone so softly, it's obscene after what I just watched him do. The air changes. Not colder, not hotter, just still. Like the city itself knows it's not allowed to breathe while he's up here. Up close, he smells wrong. Not the clean, baked earth scent of the farm boy in tights, but kiln heat and iron shavings, undercut by something coppery that isn't quite blood. It's metallic enough to taste in the back of my throat, like biting a 9-volt battery as a kid. You know it'll sting, but you do it anyway. I don't stand. Why should I? I've got the high ground and the home field advantage. Besides, the W under my boots is still warm from the sign's guts, humming a note I can almost whistle along to. Good boy, I say, lollipop stick bouncing against my teeth. My voice stays lazy, but my eyes are doing the math. Did you bring me a present? His eyes. Oh, they're wrong in a way I like. Not the wide-eyed puppy dog blue. Not the burning pits of Sunday morning sermons. Just embers, steady, banked, patient. She ran, he says, voice low, like gravel sliding. And here's the kicker. There's no disappointment in it, no frustration, just a calm report, like a wolf telling you the deer left the clearing. I grin and pull the candy from my mouth, click it against my teeth. Oh, I saw, I purr. And you didn't chase her. You stayed. That's loyalty. I like loyalty. The embers in his eyes dim a hair, not in weakness, but in focus. The kind a man gets when the only person left worth impressing is standing right in front of him. That's when I lean in, elbows on my knees, lollipop stick wagging like a conductor's baton. You know, Soups, I say, dragging the nickname out like an insult. I was this close to pulling that Boy Scout out of cold storage. Thought maybe he'd be the one to give me my encore. But you? I gesture between us with the stick. You're writing an entirely different act, one with fewer survivors. One I like a lot better. The winds come back, tentative at first, like it's asking permission. Gotham's smoke pushes past Kal-El's boots, curling around his shins before being pulled away into the dark. I roll the lollipop against my teeth, feeling the grain of the wood where I've chewed too hard. Then I take it out, flick it into the void. You know, I say, tapping the stem of my lapel flower with one finger, most people bring me chocolates or roses, but you... Oh, you bring me something better. You bring me her. Broken. Running. He doesn't move. Doesn't blink. Just that slow, molten stare. The cape shifting once in the wind. I catch the faintest twitch in his jaw. I know he feels it. Not much, but enough. Kryptonite's like perfume. The good stuff doesn't have to be strong to change the air. I lean back on my hands, tilting my head like we're old drinking buddies, and the bar's just gone quiet. Did you know this little beauty was grown in dirt that'll make your skin crawl, Soups? Little bit of green thumb, little bit of green rock, organic deterrent. His gaze drops, just for a fraction of a second, to the petals. I grin wider. That's the tell. He knows. Too much? I chuckle, licking the sugar from my teeth. Maybe I should have left you as the alien Boy Scout, huh? But where's the fun in that? He steps closer, slow enough that I can hear the grit of rooftop dust under his boots. The air's heavier now, heat radiating off him in waves. Most people would be ash in seconds, standing this close. Me? I've got my flower, and the kind of nerve you can't buy in any store. To kill the bat? I say it like a toast, raising one hand as if holding a glass. My voice drops to a whisper made for two. You kill the Kryptonian. The pause is perfect. I can feel the city holding its breath beneath us. No flinch, no protest. Just that slow, almost reverent nod. The kind a soldier gives when he's been given his next target. The WayneCorp sign hums beneath me. Gotham's fires painting the edges of his cape in molten orange. And in that moment, he's mine. Body, will, and that alien sense of purpose, all bent toward the song I've been writing in blood and smoke since the first match was struck. He's waiting for the next verse. And, oh, I've already got the chorus planned.